the Quiverfull movement is spreading from the United States to the UK, which people in the UK aren't too happy about, especially when you have socialized healthcare. Now, for those of you who are unaware with the Quiverfull movement, it's basically evangelical Christians who have decided to completely avoid all forms of contraception. They don't pull out, they don't wait for certain times of the month, they don't care. They just have sex whenever they want to have the sex. What? Was that too graphic?
It's just very frank.
Very frank, right.
Yeah, good job.
And then they just have as many children as they possibly can. Okay, so this is something that Romney had talked about. He got a little bit of criticism for it, understandably so. But what's incredible about this is, the BBC covered it, and they're realizing that there are cases where not only are there families that do not have, the financial means to take care of all these kids, there are also families that are not healthy enough to have these many kids, know? So they do it because they feel that it is their obedience to God, and it is a bid to ensure the future of their faith. And I think that's the part of it that worries me the most. They're worried about their faith dying out, so they want to have as many kids as possible so they can spread as much propaganda as possible about their particular religion, which drives me crazy, which I think is insane. And also, you can't afford the kids. There was one woman profiled in this story that talked about how she had a bone disease. After having 3 children, her husband went and got a vasectomy, and then she started believing in the Quiverfull movement, and she made him reverse the vasectomy, and then she had 7 kids. After her 7th, she decided to stop because she nearly died while delivering that 7th kid. I mean, it's crazy. So.
Yeah, I think for proponents of this religion, that would be a fitting sacrifice, to bring one more arrow into the world or whatever. Like, yeah, she dies, whatever, she had 7 kids. But I'm going to insult them. So before I insult them, I want to first say, having the kids is not a problem. Like, if you can actually have 4, 5, 6 kids and you want to, that's perfectly fine.
No, it's not.
But well, yeah, maybe not. But I'm saying it's everybody's individual choice. I would insult people who do it for this reason, who believe that God cares if you wear condoms.
But
or
this is
something
the
like
only
that.
reason anybody has 8 children. I'm telling you.
Farmers.
This is the only. Otherwise, it's because of lack of education and lack of birth control. The only reason that people go out and have so many more kids than what it would take to just replace themselves, which I think if we all replaced ourselves only, the population would remain stable, right? If every 2 made 1 or less, the population would actually go down. The problem is if every pair makes more than 2 children, the population grows.
Kids, yeah.
And this is an issue of all evangelical faiths, all missionary-based faiths that are seeking to convert other people and promote the religion. You guys know I've been really critical of religion. You guys at home know I'm really critical of religion. I'm an outspoken atheist. I have a huge issue with population measures that are unchecked. And I think that probably the UK is especially worried about this. We mentioned this before because of the growth of Muslim individuals in Britain. There have been lots of articles that have been written lately about that, and I looked up a few different statistics on that Muslims are projected to be 1/4 of the world population by 2030. The rate of British Muslims will double to 5.5 million in the next 20 years, and the Muslim population growth rate is 10% higher than the average growth rate across the world.
So, let me jump in really quickly, because this is what drives me crazy, right? I don't want to go so far as to insult them and call them dumb or stupid or anything like that. But what I will say is they've been absent-minded to the point where they have allowed religion to convince them that living under these conditions is the right thing to do because this is going to get you to heaven. Like, this is what God wants. This is the will of God. And that's what I hate the most, because not only is it straining the environment, not only is it, basically forcing other people to pay for the health care of your kids, in a place like the UK where there's socialized medicine. But it's disastrous because they're destroying their own lives. No one should have to take care of 12 kids. Do you know how expensive that is? I mean, last week we were talking about how it costs about $1.7 million to take care of 1 child, okay? And in this case, if you're having 12, how much is that gonna cost your family? They don't have the financial means to do it in a lot of cases.
And this isn't, it's not just a Christian issue. Obviously, specifically right now, we're talking about the Quiverfulls, which are like a super weird kind of sect. And if you don't know who the Quiverfull, like if you follow the Duggars on TLC, they're Quiverfull. They wear like the polo shirts and the skirts, and there's like all these rules. And And I think the reason that TLC was so happy to profile the Duggars is because they're very financially stable.
Yeah.
And you can look at this and see their freezer full of food, and they basically have a food pantry in the back of their house, and all the kids are chipping in, and they're all very happy and white and upper middle class and, you know, doing their thing. The problem is that most of the people who are quiverfull, who are evangelical Christian, who are Muslim, who are in these go forth and populate the earth kind of religions, are living in poverty.
And they've been brainwashed into believing that they have to live this lifestyle because, oh my God, this religion has to populate the planet. Oh my God, the Muslims are coming and we have to be worried about that. Who cares about that? Like, why are you allowing religion to brainwash you into thinking that's the most important thing in the world? You are basically a tool for fundamentalists.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
Because in their view, they have a personal relationship with God, and God is going to protect them in any way possible. I grew up Mormon, if you guys don't know, and I remember being every Sunday, the first Sunday of every month in the Mormon faith, you bear your testimony. It's a different kind of service where instead of one person giving up and giving their talks, everybody from the congregation goes up and bears their testimony. They talk about why their faith has been strengthened recently and why they believe. And I remember one time, it sticks out in my mind, a young woman going up, very pregnant, and saying, we got pregnant, I wasn't ready, we weren't ready, we didn't have the money, I'm still trying to finish my college degree, he's still in school, we didn't know what to do, and we prayed and we prayed and we prayed. Are we making the right decision? And then the next day, my husband looked, and across the back alley, somebody had left a crib out by the dumpster. And we knew it was a sign from God that no matter what, we would be taken care of. And this is a real issue, is that people look for those little glimmers of hope. They feel like God is answering their prayers, is specifically talking to them, and you get all this social support from within your congregation that says no matter what, you'll be taken care of. So long as you do what God is asking you to do, no harm will befall you. And it's powerful and it's dangerous.
Yeah, fundamentally, these communities, one of the things that they share, whether they're Christian, Muslim, whatever, is that they don't have a very good grasp of cause and effect, how causality works. Maybe if the crib was like filled up with like hundreds of thousands of dollars and like a free lifetime supply of diapers or something, then I'd have more. I guess I'd support her position more. But I want to read really fast. There's an interesting quote here. So like this isn't just Christians. Like there are other communities, as we've said, who follow something like this. But there's a quote. This is from one of the Quiverfull people. It says, "We're in a battle for the kingdom of God and the kingdom of darkness, and our children are all part of that battle." So like I think any time you're being taught about your religion and it sounds like dialogue from Lord of the Rings, you probably are going in the wrong direction, I think.